Oh, Jesus Christ! Hi, Mike Matei. How are you?
Comedy skits.
Yeah. It's a bit.
Mike, I miss doing videos with you so much. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
I'm Newt, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Look at that fucking asshole. You got no better.
God damn it.
It's like, look at me. I got my own show. He's knocking everything over. This guy pops out of nowhere.
He was never even properly introduced.
That's true.
Mike, he just showed up
Oh,
one
you
day.
gotta properly introduce people. This is Newt. He is going to talk about
A thing.
movies on the wall over here.
It's time to hack the movies. Today, we're talking about tapes with Tony and Newt. And what's their face?
We're talking about the Turtles' Awesome Easter.
No,
No.
we're not.
I wish.
We are talking about, really, more than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie?
Well, everybody's talked about this stupid
Yeah.
movie. Let's talk about this. Who the fuck has talked about this?
That's right, Mike. We're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie from 1990. And this episode is going very well, and it's edited very smoothly. We're not cutting out stuff left and right. So, Mike, what is your experience with the Ninja Turtles?
Fuck again. So I made like 100 fucking videos about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So here's another one on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you want to go click on the other ones that I've already done and already said everything about Ninja Turtles that I could possibly say over the last 15 years, you could go watch those. Or you could watch this.
Watch this.
I think this
you
is
should
better.
watch this.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
helps me a little bit more.
I don't know if you know, but
Newt, what is your history with the Ninja Turtles?
Mike and I are about the same age, so we probably grew up with all the shit, all the toys and the cartoons
shit.
and all the stuff. Yeah. I remember being super fucking excited when this movie came out. I haven't seen it in like 20 years though.
So this movie, when it came out, in 1987, the Ninja Turtles came out, and I watched the original 5-part animated thing. I loved the cartoon. I was really into the cartoon. I liked Krang and Shredder and all that stuff. And then they announced the movie, and I'm like, why is it not animated?
Yeah.
And then I was upset because that's what I was used to.
Well, it said right on the poster, Mike, this is no cartoon.
Yeah.
But I was 7 years old,
No,
8
I
years
know,
old,
yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
it was. I guess I was 10 years old.
Yeah,
but-
I didn't. 87 was when I was first, discovered the Turtles. 84 was when they came out as a comic. And I didn't know about the comic until 89. I got that comic the weekend that we saw Batman in theaters. So when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, it's the comic book. That's cool, because I was too young to know adaptations and shit like that, So I remember fucking loving this when it came out, though. I was a huge fan. Second one, not so much. The third one, I don't think I've still ever seen. I saw James's review of it. I think that's the closest I've gotten to it.
Sure.
So my introduction to the Ninja Turtles, and I think I've told you this before, was this wonderful thing right here. The Ninja Turtles coming out of their shelter. I don't know if this is my tape, but I definitely had this
That
tape.
was your introduction to the Turtles?
Yeah, so I'm younger than you guys. I'm a very spry, young,
not-
hip 31-year-old.
Does not look it at all.
I don't. I'm aging very bad.
Aging? What's that?
I was under a lot of stress. Okay. So my parents came home one day and they're like, "Hey, here's Ninja Turtles." So I was at the tail end of the Ninja Turtles initial craze. I was Power Rangers. That was my age groups thing. So I had Ninja Turtle stuff. I had a big stuffed Raphael and another Raphael toy, but I didn't really know who they were. So I watched this.
My parents took me to see that.
So you've seen
at
this
the
in
Spectrum.
person.
I saw that in person.
I feel like there's a lot of examples of you finding the bad version of something first.
He-Man. The first one I saw was the live action movie, Masters of the
Yeah, there you go.
I had an employee who the only Star Wars they had ever seen was a bootleg of the Christmas special or the holiday special.
Oh my God.
And I was like, scientifically, that's not possible.
So when I was a young kid, I'm like, oh, okay, they sing. That's a little weird. And then my mom went to a friend's house, and I was there, and they were like, here, we'll put a movie on for you. It's Ninja Turtles. And I was like, oh, those singing guys?
I'd also like to mention this was bought at Goodwill for 99 cents,
Yeah.
which is way overpriced.
Oh, 100%. They should give you it and then apologize to you for giving it to you.
So then I watched Ninja Turtles 1, and I was like, holy shit, this is great.
Yeah.
I've said for years, I wish more Ninja Turtle stuff was like this, because I'd probably be into it more. I couldn't really get into the cartoon or anything like that. The sequels kind of suck, but I love this movie. This movie's really, really good.
We were just talking we were getting lunch about the new ones, the 2 Michael Bay ones.
Yeah.
I barely remember the first one. The only thing I'll give the second one is it had Krang in it, and it had Bebop and Rocksteady in it, not Toka and Razar.
Yeah.
You know?
So you read the comics. Have you read the comics?
Some of the early ones.
Yeah.
Yes. All I know is they were kind of like a mashup. There was some comic that had an animal. It was like an aardvark.
Service.
Was that it?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and they mixed it with Daredevil, and that's why I'm wearing my vintage Ben Affleck Daredevil t-shirt that I've had since the movie came out.
I have a Ben Affleck
great?
Daredevil bobblehead in my kitchen above my stove.
Oh, good. it like glitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Ninja Turtles, they kind of
kick his ass and leave. Like, what?
they took their story from Daredevil because it's like, some kind of liquid mutates them.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting the hand, they're the foot. Instead of being trained by Stick, they're being trained by Splinter. So it just seemed like those guys were just grouping everything they were reading at the time.
And everything
into
at that point, 84, 85, 86, was mutants and ninjas. It was all like... And it's amazing that this became what it became. Because this shouldn't work in any way.
It really
but
shouldn't.
then it did, and then we got Sewer Sharks, and we got...
Street Sharks, please.
Sewer Sharks was
Sewer Sharks was a horrible
game.
FMV game for Sega Genesis, Sega CD. This was the most successful independent film until Blair Witch. It has since been beaten by Passion of the Christ and Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity, from budget to profit, is the most successful movie like ever because it was a $15,000 budget and made $198 million.
Wow, shit.
And you have something here about Robin Williams was apparently real into this.
So Judith Hoag, who played April O'Neil in the movie, she was offered the part, and she's like, I don't know what the fuck the Ninja Turtles are. And Robin Williams is a huge comic book fan, and he told her all about Ninja Turtles and got her to do the movie. But then she didn't do part 2 and 3 because she said the first one was too violent and there was too much cursing in it. So
damn.
Yeah.
What the? What a
I don't know.
Yeah, Shredder's Foot Clan hideout. It's the same place as Dino Hatton in Super Mario Brothers.
And it's also Top Dollar's hideout in The Crow.
Yes, and it was edited by Sally Menk.
Yes, who worked for Quentin Tarantino for all those years. But Golden Harvest came onto the movie to keep costs low, and they didn't like her work, so they fired her. And then she just went on to work for Quentin Tarantino. And I did find this in the 1980s. Roger Corman was going to make the movie with Gallagher, Sam Kinison, Bobcat Goldthwait, and Billy Crystal, and they would just be painted green, and they would be fighting partially nude nuns on roller skates with machine guns. There's no reason we can't make that movie.
And that has been this episode of We Looked Up Things on Wikipedia to tell you.
And now into the review.
What else do we have from Wikipedia here?
Some of these I just
never
knew.
pay full price for pizza. Regular Narc. We talk about Narc a little bit later. Okay.
Starts off, we got the foot soldiers having their children thieves go around stealing.
The Shredder's basically like the Artful Dodger.
Yeah.
You know?
And I just want to say, like, New York is really, really concerned about these art. Like, it's weird. They're just like, these string of thefts are the worst thing happening right now. And I'm like, there's got to be. Like, as I'm watching, I'm like, this seems more like a nuisance, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely a problem.
Well,
but
as you
this
said,
can't be the biggest problem in New York City right now.
The crime wave is high and often mysterious. All police and detectives are furious because they can't find the source of this lethally evil force.
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Why do you remember the lyrics?
I remember the lyrics to
every
all this
awful
bullshit.
song.
So, Partners in Crime wrote the song.
Yeah.
And we had just done Psycho Goreman that ends on a 90s style rap song that tells you everything that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
And that was a trend back then. The Addams Family, all of them have a rap song that explains...
Too legit.
It's all just explains you what happened in the movie. But this one, I listened to the song again on the drive in here today. It's literally beat by beat the entire movie. And I was like, good for Partners in Crime.
That reminds me, shout out to Shitty Song of the Week. I was on that podcast recently. He brought in the Addams Family groove, and I brought in Puff Daddy's Come With Me from the Godzilla soundtrack.
Oh my God.
I think I won that episode, but yeah.
Would Addams Family trend well? Would you guys do Addams Family?
We did both.
Oh, I haven't seen this show.
And,
Maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll do Addams Family reunion.
Oh my God.
Curry. But yes, now there's changes to like the cartoon and stuff. Like April works for Channel 3 and not 6.
Yeah.
She wears a yellow raincoat,
She
and
does.
that is the only time she wears yellow. April gets scared of a rat in New York.
Which is bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in New York. I saw rats that were the size of you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's just a thing. You know?
Maybe you saw Splinter.
I could have.
That sounds like a giant rat, not a kind of a
Not
big
a
rat.
kind of giant rat.
Yeah, she sees kind of a big rat, and she like freaks out. I'm just like, in New York, no. I'm a visitor to New York, and that wouldn't even
Which is
freak me
funny
out.
because everyone else in this movie's reaction to mutant ninja men and talking rats is like, okay, because that's how New Yorkers deal with shit.
Yeah.
But she freaks out about a rat.
Is that where all the good pizza comes from New York? You would know as an Italian.
Chicago pizza can suck a dick.
Wow.
You heard me.
I'm not
The deep dish?
I'm
Yeah,
not a
it's-
pizza snob.
it's
Maybe
fucking
I
lasagna.
lose Italian my Italian points, but I'm not a big pizza.
What about
snob.
spaghetti? Are you a spaghetti snob?
Not really. No, I just.
What do you think of the Mario? That's a spicy meatball.
Well, that's very offensive. And I've written several letters to Nintendo
Have you?
asking them to stop.
And what did they say?
They haven't responded yet, but I think I'm going to get to them one day.
It's called pasta face.
Miyamoto's in his pool right now with his feet up with the letter. He's like,
I said, stop doing pasta face. My ancestors are very upset. She sees people stealing stuff, and I don't know about you guys. If I was in that situation, I see people stealing stuff and they catch me, I'd be like, hey, I didn't see anything.
And just-
gonna go on my merry way. Instead, April just gives them shit, and it's Sam Rockwell in the scene, right?
Sam Rockwell, yeah.
They start beating the shit out of her, and then the turtles show up in the dark
Yeah.
because they do the whole like build up to your hero, and then the cops come 5 seconds later.
And don't notice the ninja weapon.
Wait, who called the cops? How did they get there so goddamn fast?
A good Samaritan.
I once backed up into a city-owned car in Center City, Philadelphia, where there's 1 million cops. And the cops they were so excited to ticket me, but even then it took them 45 minutes to show up. When I'm in the center of the city where they all are, and you're telling me this chick gets like 3 squad cars.
Well,
in
she's
like
on the
5
news.
minutes? Maybe no. Like who called them? That's bullshit.
But it is funny that future Oscar winner Sam Rockwell,
Yes.
fresh off of his role in Clown House. Look up Clown House.
No, do not
look
search
up what
Clown
happened in Clown
House.
House.
see, I was upset that, speaking of the news, that because I was a fan of the cartoon, that the other characters weren't in it.
Yeah.
Vernon and Byrne and all that when I was watching the movie. It wasn't until after I saw the movie, like the first time I think I saw this movie, I was like, why is it not like the cartoon? I was going through those struggles, but then after that, I saw the movie again and again and again. I was like, oh, this is its own thing, and it's awesome in its own right.
Yeah.
But it took me a little while to get to that point. Then later on, like you had mentioned the newer movies that came out, the Michael Bay movies, and we finally got Krang in there and all these characters, Bebop and Rocksteady, that we wanted to see in this original movie, but the movie didn't have it. So finally, all these years later, you get all those characters, but the problem is you can't just have the characters. The movie also has to be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
So-
I think they were trying to sell that second one on like, well, if you're our age and you're gonna like this one because it's got those characters. Well, no, because I have no emotional connection to them because they're there, but it's.
You son of a bitch with the
It's
phone.
on silent.
God, silent.
We are during work hours.
Vibrate and silent are different. This is a struggle that I have. You see the goddamn ship I'm trying to run here, Mike?
You were the one knocking shit over earlier. I mean, you
We
really
don't
can't blame
talk
it.
about that.
It's Ryan, and he knows that we're filming, but he's okay.
Anyway.
Yes. So you can't just put those characters in. There has to be a connection to it. They do it the way whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
This is going off the rails fast.
anyway, The build up to the Turtles is great.
Yeah.
You hear them, you don't really see them yet. The theme song kicks it. Well, not the Turtles theme song, but a theme song.
Speaking of build-ups, what did you think? I'm going to go off topic for a second about the build-up.
Mike, this is very, very unprofessional, but I'll allow it.
The build-up in Dark Knight Rises, how it takes like 40 minutes for Batman to come into it. By the way, Tony was in that movie.
I
was
heard,
in that movie.
yeah.
I was like, wait. You were in a Ninja Turtles comic.
I was.
The Batman Ninja Turtles. So you've been in a Ninja Turtles comic. I've been in a Batman movie. And Newt wrote Swamp Zombies too.
What's Swamp Zombies
The
2?
less you ask, the better.
Mike, it's very good and just as popular as Ninja Turtles and
I
Batman.
like how you switched the eyes so the camera would be able to pick up the eye.
Yeah. So it's impressive that you were in Ninja Turtles. It's impressive that I was in Batman.
Wait.
And it's also impressive that Newt wrote and was in Swamp Zombies too.
What's Swamp Zombies 1? Is it an NES game?
No, but it
Sounds
should
like
be.
one.
No, just some dude in Erie, Pennsylvania. He got popular from another web show that talks about movies. It's more popular than this show is, so we're not going to talk about it.
All right.
Anyway, look up Swamp Zombies 2. I think it's on Tubi.
It's free on Tubi, yeah.
Free on Tubi.
Yep.
Also, look up Mummy Cop.
Yes, free on YouTube.
It's a good. It's a really good movie.
It's a goddamn web series.
But you can put it all together as a movie. Did you also know that Tony was a wrestler in high school?
I was a wrestler in high school. So the Ninja Turtles finally pop out, and the animatronics look great.
They do. They look
still
really
hold
good.
up today. Who worked on? Was it like the
Jim
Henson Company?
Yeah.
That's
This is like
pretty
the last thing he did before he died.
Really?
Yeah.
He made the suit and then he died?
Yes.
Yeah, he died.
But no anchovies. And I mean no anchovies. You put anchovies on this thing and you're in big trouble, okay?
So Mike, in the cartoon, he loves anchovies, but in the movie he doesn't.
I know.
What is up with that? He had a whole thing on how like they weren't allowed to use stuff.
Yeah, there's things from the cartoon they weren't allowed to use, but it's not important. Just keep moving. Just keep moving.
Why did you make it a note?
Because I had to write notes.
Yeah, so
In the cartoon, he would eat all kinds of shit, flies and anything, peanut butter.
he mentions flies in this at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Does he?
But yeah,
Stink
they
bugs.
act like teenagers.
Yeah, which I
makes
like.
sense.
They feel like actual characters, not
Yeah.
avatars for comedy bits. Like,
And then they order a pizza. And what's that famous quote, Mike?
I don't know, cowbunga. What do you want me to say? Fuck.
The Domino's guy.
can we go back and put it back into the movie? It's
I
like
wasn't paying attention for a moment. Sorry, I was like spacing out, thinking about this or some shit.
the
You gotta
Domino's-
get Inspector Gadget. Why is Inspector Gadget sitting here? Look at this shit.
because we knew you were coming.
Fuck.
Anyway. God damn it. So they order a pizza after
Bricks.
So they order a pizza after getting a message, like a lecture from Splinter. The pizza guy's late. what do they?
I got something in my throat. I'm sorry. It's like something. The dough, maybe? Might have been dough. You would know. You were Italian. Sorry. Pizza? What? About pizza? Dude, you got trolleys? Look at this. Sing it along. Sing along.
Oh no.
Let's do this instead.
Anyway,
Let's do the Stone Protectors. Remember they tried to do Ninja Turtles with troll dolls?
Here, can I say that real quick? So they order a pizza
From Domino's,
and
yeah.
the pizza guy is late, and it leads to that famous line.
Here's a question for you.
Why is no one saying the line?
Domino's is in the movie, but the VHS tape. What was the commercial before the movie started?
I'm trying to think of what Tony's talking about. What line? What?
I'm just gonna play the goddamn clip.
Wise man say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
The answer to your question, Newt, is Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut had the baseball commercial before the movie,
Yes.
where the kid's in the outfield by himself. I'll never
Yes.
get that fucking song out of my head.
Raphael leaves. He puts his disguise on, which is
He dresses like Ben Grimm.
from Fantastic Four, which is just a big overcoat and hat. And he goes to the movie theaters to see Critters.
And the original scene was they were going to come out of Batman.
Yes.
And he was going to say, cool, stupid costume, cool car. And then Warner Brothers was like, don't even think about it. Which is funny now because New Line is owned by Warner Brothers because
Yeah.
I watched this on HBO Max. So
Yeah, and just a reminder, I have been in the Batman movie. and he's been in a Ninja Turtles comic, and you have not.
But
Anyway,
I've
let's
watched both of those things, so
okay. Let's continue. Let's continue.
It was funny the first time.
yeah. He's gonna leave both in though because that's how he edits.
I repeat jokes often on this.
No, we got it.
It's like a late night comedy show. You got to keep bringing back the same thing every 30
No,
seconds.
because the last episode I made a late night comedy joke. Tony cut it out completely because it was the best joke ever.
So Splinter is like a rat in the movie.
Yeah. And look, I know New York's fucked up and all, but if you were in a movie theater and you looked over and you saw a turtle man, you'd be like,
I'd be a little concerned.
yeah.
I'd be a little
guy
concerned.
one time sat next to me, took his shoes and socks off, and started eating a sandwich
Well,
that he brought in himself.
In the cartoon, though, so they put on the hat and the trench coat like they do in the movie, but in the cartoon, they would also put on like a Tor Johnson
mask, yeah.
Why they didn't do that in the movie, I don't know. If they couldn't do Tor Johnson, but they could do any kind of mask.
Yeah.
on them,
Because
you know?
realistically, their heads are gigantic, so if you put a mask over it, it's just going to look like you have this huge abnormal head.
But again, it's New
And
York
gonna
in
look horrifying.
1990.
But yeah, New York has a big vigilante problem because Casey Jones is apparently in this movie. Was he? He was in the cartoon,
Yes. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Lawbreakers. He's a funny character in the cartoon.
Yeah.
I had to watch every single fucking episode and take notes on it, so I know
yeah.
all about Casey Jones.
Oh,
but
cool.
he's actually really a really funny character in the cartoon. I actually like him a lot because whenever he comes in, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air. You're like, oh, a charate that's actually like really entertaining is like on right now.
Was he supposed to be a pro hockey player or a pro baseball player?
He was like a superhero going around kicking everybody's ass. He just had a
He just had a sports.
Because
team.
there's a throwaway line in this where she's like, "Oh, you played professional," and he's like, "Yeah, before I threw out my knee," and I was like, "What did
He never says because he has the hockey stick and the mask, but he also has the cricket bat.
But where does the like? Usually, when people retire from sports, they buy like a used car lot. This guy's like, "Well, I'm clearly going to go in Daredevil now."
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you know what? It's weird that he's even in the movie because this is a character you could have easily left out.
Yeah.
The only reason I can see putting him in the movie is because they wanted to give April a love interest.
yeah.
But
Because they always feel like they got to do that.
yeah, but having said that, like his character doesn't take away from the movie.
No,
it
he's
doesn't.
fine, yeah.
It works really well,
Yeah.
but it's like it's just a weird character.
They never really dwell on the relationship with him and her. Like
Yeah.
it's very brief, so
Yeah.
they make it work. Because you got kids going to see this movie, they don't give a shit. A fucking 8-year-old kid wants to see the Ninja Turtles, not that. You know,
Yeah.
so
What I want to know is where was Casey Jones when Jason took Manhattan? I feel like that was something he really should have
Well, he
interfered
was still
with.
playing professional whatever he played. So a Jose Canseco
Yeah.
bat.
And he's played by
Elias Koteas.
Elias Koteas, who was in Collateral Damage.
Yes, it was.
Watch our Collateral Damage episode. It's very good. Mike loves the Collateral Damage episode,
He said
right?
it's one of his favorites.
yeah. I've seen this show a bunch.
Just gotta say yes.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Whatever they say, just listen to what they're
The
saying.
quicker we get this over with, the quicker you can leave. You just let's go.
no,
Like,
I'm good.
Man, Splinter sure is concerned about Ralph's anger issues. Ralph, yeah.
King Ralph.
Did I write Ralph? I did. I wrote Ralph. Raph is what I meant.
Well, wait. So there in the cartoon there was also the frogs. You had like Napoleon Boner frog or whatever. All these frogs. But in the cartoon though, I liked Leatherface, and my favorite of those like more obscure characters was indeed Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph was great.
Ralph was great.
I think I had the Ralph figure.
Yeah. I had the bigger Ralph figure.
Oh yeah. I remember that one.
Like
yeah,
it was a few feet
Playmates
tall.
put that out. Yeah,
I gotta make a fucking Ralph and Photoshop it now, you asshole.
there was a Newt figure that was canceled at the end of the line. I wish
He
I
ate
would have had
flies.
that.
Somebody
The
canceled.
tongue that came out and we ate the flies.
There's a Newt I'd like to cancel.
Yeah,
So Splinter is very concerned about Raphael's
There we go.
anger.
Oh, who's that?
He's the red Ninja
Oh,
Turtle.
right. He's got the red. No, well, in the...
they were all red.
In the comics, yeah.
Yeah, they were all red.
But yeah, Raph.
There we
It's gonna
go.
be real hard to say.
They're like Justin with Hallelujah. That's something. Like
I have
What did he
not
say?
Justin
Hallelujah.
can't pronounce Hallelujah.
Or Spielberg.
Spielberg.
He says Spielsberg.
He got, and I made fun of him, and people are like, "You shouldn't bully him. He has a speech impediment." It's like, all he does is bully us.
He bullies us nonstop. And you know me, dude. I'm very against bullying.
You are very
anyway,
against bullying.
Question. April's boss?
Yeah.
Co-worker, Charles, is he from the cartoon
No,
or comics?
it's Vern Thompson.
Yeah.
So why
That's the
couldn't
guy
they,
Will Arnett played in there. That's who I thought maybe this was, but yeah.
why couldn't they have used the character everybody remembers?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, they probably weren't allowed to, and it's just easier to make up a new character than fight over
Well,
one.
there was a lot of like differences between who owned rights and all that, and also apparently they could have done the Bebop and Rocksteady thing, because in the second movie they have Toka and Razar. So it's not that they couldn't have done the outfit, but apparently the people making the movie, I didn't hear this until way later.
Yeah.
They didn't want him in the movie.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's like the first Batman, like they were going to have Robin. It's like, why? Just tell this story. Don't worry about the other shit yet,
Yeah.
you know?
And then the second one, they're going to have Robin. And the one Wayne's brother still gets residuals from
Yeah,
it,
he still
'cause
gets paid and he was never even in the movie.
He signed on, they were ready to go, and then last minute, they're like, you know what? We're not going to use you in the movie, but in this contract, he still gets residuals from Batman Returns.
But that's why the figure in 92 is painted as a flat top haircut, because it was supposed to be Marlon Wayans, and they just made him white, and they were like, nah, nobody will notice. I hope YouTube never happens and a bunch of assholes know things.
Shredder's first scene is pretty cool.
It is cool,
when he's
yeah.
looking at her on the TV.
Somebody ought to.
I like how they build up to Shredder. He looks pretty awesome. When I did watch the Ninja Turtles cartoon, I really liked Shredder. I guess because he looked like Darth Vader, kind of like a samurai Darth Vader. Which Darth Vader's based off samurais. I liked him more than the actual Turtles. And the police chief chews out April for embarrassing him.
Not Paul Sorvino.
Not Paul Sorvino.
I like the design they had of Shredder in the movie. It was a different look. He had like sort of the red outfit in the movie.
Yeah,
I always thought that was a cool look.
It was like purplish. It's like kind of glittery
purple,
and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
And
I
the
liked
cape
it.
had like that weird, like kind of leopard print almost to it.
Yeah.
Which was really neat looking.
He only wears the cape once, right?
Yeah, and the scene where he
Yeah.
talks to everybody.
So April gets attacked in the subway, and I love when the foot soldier goes, "We have a message for you," and he just
Slaps her in the face.
You know what? I'm on board with the actress. Maybe there was a little too much violence in that first week. Maybe that stuntman got a little too close. But I just love it. Hey, I have a message. Like, what the fuck?
Apparently Skeet Ulrich was one of the foot soldiers. He's uncredited.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If I was Shredder, I would have been like, "What did you do? You tricked her and slapped her? I told you to kill her. Why are you doing fucking gags?"
I don't know Skeet. Who?
He's from Scream and
was the
My
killer in
So-Called
Scream.
Oh,
Life.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He's the dude who looks like he stole Johnny Depp's head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But not now Johnny Depp.
I did it again. It autocorrect to Ralph.
I think Ralph is the new character.
Raph saves April and brings her back to the turtle
Very
lair.
clumsily. Where like the foot soldiers are like, oh, he just went down there. We could just follow that weird turtle man.
Yeah, he's not really hard to follow. It's like,
He's breathing fucking heavy too. It's like I thought ninjas are supposed to be like stealth and you
how
know.
stealthy can you be with like you're a 6-foot gigantic reptilian who's anyway,
I don't know, Tony.
carrying metal weapons that
ask
are
Ralph.
Clanking around and shit.
Well, in the scene where before he meets Casey Jones, like the two thugs, he like opens up his coat and shows him his sai, and they're worried about that, but not the fact that he's a fucking mutant turtle man. I would be more like, what the fuck? The mushrooms just kicked in.
Oh no! There's a giant man turtle that's horrifying, and he has a knife. It's like, all right, well, I feel like that first part's a little bit more threatening.
I would be more concerned if he didn't have a knife. It was 1990 New York. Like,
They decide they want to keep April as if she's like a pet or something.
he's like a couple of throw pillows, a TV news reporter.
That's a pretty good impression.
And then we get the backstory to the turtles, and I really like this.
No, so did I.
This is like stop motion
It's
or
like a
puppets and
puppet
stuff.
stop motion.
Yeah.
It's shot 8mm, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is,
Oh, that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
When they got the little figure, it's the little Splinter, and he's like kicking and all that shit. Yeah.
But like the funny part is, Splinter, he seems more fascinated with the Turtles mutation than he is his own mutation.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't believe it. The Turtles grew twice their size. Also, I got bigger. He's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And then the Turtles started talking. And then I decided to teach them karate, and I named them after painters. It's like, Splinter, did you not realize you didn't talk before this, and you're more concerned about them? You should be like, holy shit, I can talk now.
Well, he's their leader. He should be concerned about them.
he's
That's what they were going
selfless.
for.
Yeah, but he's like
selfless. Thank you.
Yeah.
he's like recapping their transformation, and he's totally glossing over his own. Like, I'd be more if I mutate.
He's like, oh my god, I'm a rat!
Did you notice I'm a giant fucking rat?
Oh my god, I can talk! Like my brain grew, and I had turtle slaves that I just made.
There's four of you. You can help each other. I'm over here in a fucking rat face.
Let's all fuck!
I think Splinter, he is a martial arts master.
Yeah.
Who, against their will, took children under his wing and forces them to fight in his crusade. And I think he's the perfect person to fight Shredder, who is a martial arts master who takes kids against their will and forces them to fight in his crusade.
That's a false equivalency.
Wasn't it against their will, though? Wouldn't he give them, like, pieces of pizza, which is what they like to eat, so that they would, learn to do the pizza?
I get him raising them, but he's like, you also have to learn martial arts and fight for me.
Fight my mortal enemy for me.
It's like, okay.
Who he doesn't know is still alive, and you would think, like, at some point when he was chained up, he'd be like, I think I know this fucking guy.
No, I think he was training them so that they'd be able to survive, because, like, they're in this world where they're, like, freaks, and they need to be able to defend themselves. So he taught them the best he could, but he just happens to be, like, the greatest fucking karate master.
Yeah,
who ever
exactly. Yeah.
My idea is funnier.
Let's not try to put too much thought into something called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And there he is. There he is right there.
Yeah.
He looks so much better in this one, though, that he does in any of the other ones.
This version of Splinter is more like the comic where he was a rat.
Yeah.
Who studied moves from a karate master. I think the cartoon combines the characters, where like the ninja dude.
It's different in the cartoon.
Yeah, it was the Yamato Yoshi turns into a rat.
Yeah,
right?
I like this better.
Yeah.
This makes a little bit more sense, I guess, in this universe. Where we at
And it's
here?
sad that I'll never forget those names, like the fucking characters' real names. I'm like,
Hamato Yoshi.
yeah, why do I remember these things? Like Oroko Saki. Like, it's the same reason I remember the fucking lyrics of the song, because 39 years old, and hopefully I'll be dead soon.
So,
What do you think? What do you think? I want to know. What do you think the turtles would drink if you could go out to the bar with the turtles? Which would each
Well,
one
they're
of them
underage.
think about? Oh, that's true.
yeah.
But if you were a bartender,
Well, what if you could go out with Shredder and Splinter and have a drink?
Well, they probably drink
warm sake.
Yeah, warm
Yeah.
sake.
So sake. Yeah. Okay.
we'd go out to Turtles and we'd have those Hostess Ninja Turtle cream pies.
Man, I love nothing more than some turtle
Good
cream
old,
pies.
The good old turtle cream pie.
Okay, guys. Enough. Stop talking about how much you guys love cream pies, and let's get back to the Ninja Turtles
Mike and I are
movie.
going to go get cream pies when we're done here.
That is going to be the stinger for the episode. Stop talking about
They need to be turtle cream pies.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, of course. I mean,
no other type.
we're civilized.
So after they take April home, Shredder gets kidnapped. Splinter, fuck, god damn it!
Did Splinter get kidnapped by Ralph?
When did Shredder get kidnapped in the movie?
I'm doing another take.
It's a deleted scene.
I'm doing
No,
another
leave
take.
that in.
No, you assholes. Doing. I'll leave that in. So after they take April home, they return, and Splinter, the
There you
rat,
go. He got
has
it.
been kidnapped.
I want to see you do another thing where you do like the double wink on both sides.
By the end of this, he's just going to have a seizure. Like,
Can I just say we're recording this on St. Patrick's Day, so I hope we all end up going getting fucking drinks after this shit.
you mean we're recording this in the very beginning of April, Mike?
Yes, please.
my
Don't
God.
break the illusion.
I'm waiting for the part where I leave later, and they're like, God, recording with Mike is awful. We can't. They have all these fucking notes. They're like super prepared. We're gonna go line by line for the movie. I come in, I'm like, hey guys, what's going on?
Knocking shit
Knocking
over.
shit over.
Easter Bunny Turtles!
The fucking have you seen this? I'm gonna mention it for the 8th fucking time.
Mike, it was only funny the first time. How's it feel? How's it feel? You did that to me earlier.
Just punch him in the fucking neck.
And I like the FHE logo that used to come up
Yeah.
on these.
So how sad were you guys
You can
when
play the
Splinter got
FHE.
kidnapped?
Splinter this time, not Shredder.
Yeah.
Splinter, yes.
Okay, so Splinter, right, in the movie, Splinter gets kidnapped, and then they eventually save him.
And then the movie's over.
Well, Raphael has a breakdown about it.
Yes, he does. It's weird though because I thought like, well, he's a ninja master. Shouldn't he be able to take all these guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
because
what
in the
happened
end
to
he's
that?
able to take out Shredder.
Well, he had help with Shredder, and he was outnumbered this time.
Leonardo's the only fucking person in the movie who lands a hit on Shredder at the end of the movie.
Well, he made
He
Shredder.
was, that's why he's the leader.
Well, except in the song, in the Partners in Crime song, they say Raphael is the leader.
Well, they're
in the
wrong.
lyrics. Exactly. We should go fuck up Partners in Crime.
Anyway, we
They
find
follow
out.
me on Twitter now because I mentioned them today.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, finally, my life. I can get out of bed in the morning.
So the Charles character, his son, is wrapped up in the child thief
Oh
soldier.
yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
And he's only got one shirt.
He's got like two.
Oh, he wears a sex-
one shirt throughout the whole first half of the movie. Then the rest of the movie, he's wearing a Sid Vicious shirt.
Yeah.
Just bizarre.
Kids love the Sex Pistols. Kids,
Yeah,
in,
the
kids
kids
in
love-
1990 love nothing more than the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, and
I like when they go down in that little like Shredder's little lair, and,
Yeah.
and then they're like smoking cigarettes, and they got like arcade machines. Ooh, they're bad. So that they're telling you that arcade video games are bad, even though at the same time they're selling 8 million Ninja Turtle fucking video games.
Well,
Like
it's
that
not
right
that
there.
they're bad. It's that the bad guys are using it to lure the kids in and be like, look at all this fun stuff we
I did
have.
think it was cool that it was shot and lit like Pleasure Island from Pinocchio, though. I never noticed that until the other day. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Because remember, like Pleasure Island?
it
Which
actually?
Pinocchio?
Yeah,
the
the-
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yes, the Jonathan. No, the Disney one.
Pinocchio's Revenge.
Wait, yes, there you go. Directed by Kevin Tierney. Is that one? Did Disney pull that one too? Like they
No,
pulling
no.
all? Okay,
I think that one's
Pinocchio is
still
still
up.
safe.
Yes.
All right, good. People are very upset about Pepe Le Pew. I
Some-
never liked Pepe Le Pew, so I'm just saying.
I love Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You got any cigarettes? Regular or menthol?
he pulls those packs out of nowhere,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Like, where was he holding those goddamn
It's so
packs?
funny that when you think about this movie, like someone in this movie is going to be an Oscar winner, and you're like, oh, is it the woman who played April O'Neil? It's like, no, the greaseball in the white T-shirt who offers children cigarettes. One day he's going to win an Academy Award.
The people who should really be winning awards are the guys who were in the fucking turtle
Yeah.
costumes, because that
Yes.
was hard work.
I heard those costumes. Well, what's his face? Ernie Reyes Jr. from Surf Ninjas. Isn't he one of them?
He's
Because he
one of
comes
the
back
turtles,
in the
yeah.
second one as
Yep.
a different character. I heard it like sucked. Like they would just be sweating pools, but they also had like all the metal gears and stuff in front of
Oh
their
my
face.
god, yeah.
There's a couple times where you can see the turtle's the guy's face inside the mouth and stuff like that.
people have done like freeze frames of the turtle movies where you can see
Oh,
the real
really?
mouth of
Or
their
there's
mouth.
just the
It's always there.
there's a random shot in April's like not apartment but at the
Yeah.
antique store where one of the guys on the crew is just hiding because I guess he couldn't clear the shot. So there's just a dude in like white shorts like behind a table like this that's in the movie,
Yeah, so then here is around the time where we get like Shredder's entrance, and again,
which
it
is
looks-
badass. The score for that scene is really
It looks
fucking
pretty
cool.
awesome, and then he does his whole like speech. Where it's like, "I am your father," and I don't think it's a mistake that he looks like Darth Vader while
Yeah.
he's saying that. I think that was intentional. And then April's back on the news talking about the Foot Clan.
But going back to the whole thing, like, of
Yeah.
using child soldiers, Darth Vader, Shredder was kind of like Coney 2012 before Coney 2012. He's like, yeah, I got child soldiers doing shit for me.
Remember that guy who made that documentary?
Oh, yeah, look that up, too. The guy who made the
Look up the guy who
documentary
did the-
about...
You remember
Yeah.
Coney 2012?
I don't know.
Some guy did a documentary about how we have to stop warlord in Africa, but then the guy who made the documentary, he got famous too fast, and then people found him wandering naked, jerking off. I think in San Diego.
Yeah.
I
It
had no
turns
idea.
out his campaign was like I think mostly a scam.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a brief window of time. You were lucky for missing that bullshit.
I missed that one.
It's gonna happen to me. I think he blamed. What excuse did he? Oh, dehydration. I think he blamed dehydration.
Whenever I get dehydrated, I just start jerking it in public. Like,
Yeah, Mike. When I was younger,
all that comes out is sand, though,
I got
'cause I'm so
dehydrated one time.
Sounds like a cartoon car backfiring.
I don't know about you. I got dehydrated one time and I threw up. I didn't go around and start jerking off in public. I don't know. That's just me.
Well,
that's me.
and
We're
that's why
all
you're not.
different.
And that's why you're not an award-winning filmmaker
I am an award-winning
Oh, fuck.
filmmaker.
who was in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yes. Anyway, funky club for podiatrists.
Yes. It's a good joke.
I know they're called the Foot to parody the hand, but like, what's the in-universe reason for them being the Foot Clan?
Because it sounds cool.
Does Shredder have a fetish?
He might.
Shredder has a fetish.
Well, Sally Menke worked with Quentin Tarantino.
There we go.
We just found the connection.
Shredder has a foot fetish.
Also, April O'Neil from the, because April O'Neil in the comic was a lab assistant. April O'Neil in the cartoon was a sexy news reporter. This April, is never wearing makeup and never combs her hair, so she looks like the 1989 Batman where they weren't allowed to use beauty products because the Joker tainted them.
The newscasters.
Yeah, and the brothers are kind of bonding at her apartment.
Yeah.
They act like, I don't have a brother, so you're going to have to tell me. Do they act like brothers?
Yeah, just making fun of each other and hitting each other and stuff like that,
I only had a little sister.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
Well, we beat the shit out of each other.
Well, there you go. It's the same thing, except you weren't turtle men.
Yeah, then we would do stuff that would get us in trouble. And it'd be fun, but then she was afraid that she would get in trouble.
Aren't you glad you came, Mike? Aren't you glad you came?
I'm just looking at over there about how Tony's got a Playgirl sitting there.
That's Justin's.
That's Justin's.
Okay.
Anyway, my sister used to rat me out for stuff we both did wrong, and she was afraid she'd get in trouble, so to get ahead of it, she would just tell on me. So
we're gonna cut all this out.
Don't worry about it.
This is the lost episode.
Antique store fight. The antique store fight is really good.
Yes, because Raphael goes to blow off steam, and he goes up on the roof.
Okay? What are you?
The sticker for TMNT Smash Up came off, so I was gonna.
Oh, we gotta make sure we can return that.
You think we'll be able to return?
We gotta return it across the street to Funko Land.
Up?
Mike, can I return it to your abandoned store?
It doesn't matter. Burn it.
So yes, the antique store fight is really, really good.
Yeah, it's good. They throw Raphael through the ceiling.
Yeah.
And they're fighting.
Casey Jones just happens to be there.
Yeah, so Casey Jones lives across the street.
Yeah.
He's looking at through a fucking camera or something.
Binoculars.
Yeah, what the fuck is he doing?
Exactly. But then he sees April O'Neil. He's like, ooh, who's the babe? It's like, well, wait a minute. If you're up there fucking peeping on everybody, you probably would have seen the attractive freckled redhead before, I never miss an attractive redhead. Trust me.
Yeah, it's been very well documented.
Watch any of those episodes.
I like how the fight pauses just so people can twirl nunchucks at each other for a bit.
Yeah.
They're just twirling the nunchucks and no one thinks, but like, hey, while these two assholes are doing this, why don't we all just
kill
continue
these
fighting
fucking
each
turtle
other?
monsters?
That was all just so they could have the part in the trailer with Michelangelo spinning the nunchucks on the chain.
Yeah, and
But when he's doing the actual nunchuck stuff, it's obviously a stunt head because it doesn't have any articulation or anything. And I was like, oh man.
I like how during this whole fight, April's boss calls her to fire her.
And Casey Jones hears that, even though the building's on fire and there's fucking ninjas.
And I like where he's like, I do like the whole like gag where he's just like,
"You're fired, April. I'm sorry. I know this comes as a blow."
Shredder like goes up to Splinter, and at first I thought he knew who Splinter was.
Yeah.
Instead, he's like, "You giant rat! How do these turtles know these moves?" And then you figure out like, oh, those are the moves of his rival who had a pet rat, and it doesn't occur to Shredder that maybe this is the same rat.
Shredder's got a lot on his fucking mind, dude. Okay,
he's a little busy.
Yeah, he's a super busy guy.
You see all those fucking arcade machines he's got to get to the place.
Yeah,
like he's got shit going on.
Todd Tucky needs to come here and help me with this. Do any of you boy soldiers know?
Todd Tucky.
Do any of you boy soldiers know how to fix narc?
I like his second in man
Tetsuo,
where like he gets angry that they failed, so he just starts beating up his child soldiers.
And that dude apparently died.
Really?
And then they did a test screening and they're like, so they had to add him breathing so that people were like, oh fuck, that dude just straight up killed that boy.
Oh yeah. Oh, the boy. Yeah.
It's like in the G.I. Joe movie where they're like, oh, thank God Duke is still alive. Was it Duke? I've only seen that movie once.
So how much fucking real estate does April O'Neil own? She has the big apartment, the antique store. Now she has just a barn. She has a farmhouse.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? What was her family doing? Why did she own?
She's doing a little bit more than casting the news over here.
She's casting something.
She's worried about losing her job, and it's like, just sell off one of the many properties you have.
And she did, because she's like, oh, my dad just won't throw anything away. And I was like, yeah, but just sell it.
Why don't you sell it?
Yeah. You don't have to fucking hang out with mutant turtle monsters, you know?
Yeah. And then her and Casey Jones get into a little spat, and that's where you get the moonlighting reference, which
kids love. Kids love moonlight.
Even back then.
Yeah.
Even back then, yeah.
So I was like, in 90, was that show still even on?
Yeah. Was that Bruce
Willis?
Yeah. like I've never really watched Moonlighting. I kind of get the joke, but if you show that to a kid now, it's so far past them. They're like,
I mean, they make a War and Peace joke that I still think is funny though. Like,
yeah.
Apparently, they thought Moonlighting was going to be evergreen.
Oh yeah. They're like, are you fucking kidding me? This is never gonna go away.
Fucking Moonlighting, motherfucker.
This
like
is what
Bob
Bruce
Hope.
Willis will be known for. Well, I like the whole stuff at like the barn where they're like training and whatnot. April's drawing pictures of them, and I like you have it here the Rocky IV moment.
Oh yeah, Splinter! I like when they're like fixing the car and they're like insulting each other in alphabetical order and stuff like that. The turtle wax scene.
It's a nice like little bonding. Not a lot of movies have their heroes like bond.
And that's right out of the comic. That whole chapter is right out of the comic where they go to the farmhouse to like train before they take on Shredder.
Yeah, and you said
I like how they have a bonfire, and I like how there's a bathtub, and I like how there's a truck, and I like how they have size, and I like how they have
staff.
swords, and I like how they have masks.
Thank you for that, Mike. You know what I like?
Didn't even read that one off Wikipedia.
You know what I like, Mike? Mm-hmm. I like how rock hard April's nips are in that
Oh my
one
god!
scene.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
I like how rock hard I am right now.
Like Mike, rock hard dick, Mike.
And you look over there and you're like, oh, look at that.
Check it out.
Why does it have a thumbnail at the end of it?
So yeah, Casey Jones is like giving April like a massage, and her nips are just rock hard. I'm just like, that's very distracting.
That really happens, yeah.
Can you show the rock hard nips in the video?
Of course, because she's wearing a shirt. So I mean, and it's in a children's PG film.
So check it out.
Yeah. So there's absolutely no reason YouTube would punish us for this because it's in a PG film that's available to watch on their platform.
You can't even say bullshit.
Like within the first minute. We're an hour in. You could show nipples an hour
until
in.
2 months from now when they're like, now it's 2 minutes, motherfucker.
I was early on. I was censoring all the curses in this, and it just got too hard.
Yeah.
It just got too hard.
And it'll be like a few months after that, and be like, now it's a minute and a half.
Yep.
What are you gonna do about it?
We're YouTube.
We're YouTube. Sue us.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have a complaint here about Donatello having lines that are more meant for Michelangelo.
Yeah, there was just times because they paid Corey Feldman way more money than everybody else because he's Corey Feldman. So there's like lines where he says things that Michelangelo would say, like about the fucking marshmallows on the campfire.
Because he wanted the good lines?
Yeah. And he's like, I was in Gremlins.
I was in
License to Drive.
I was in Friday the 13th, part 4 and 5, not 6.
Goonies.
Goonies, yeah. Yep.
Nah, whatever. I don't like Goonies.
Bordello of Blood.
But yeah, I guess magic exists.
Oh, yeah.
Because they get a force ghost Splinter communicating with them through the magic fireplace. This movie has been sci-fi up until this point, so the magic kind of threw me off. But I guess they wrote themselves into a hole. They're like, wait, how are they going to find Splinter? Oh, I guess we'll just magic them a message.
Well, because they did it more tastefully when Leonardo goes to like meditate and he has his eyes closed and he hears the voice and he goes, oh, he's alive. Like, but I guess you can't do that for all of them. You have to have
you can't have them
visual.
all meditating one at a time. I mean, that's a nitpick. It's fine.
Is it, Tony? I don't know. What do you think, Mike?
If it was such a nitpick, why did you bother to bring it
Exactly.
up?
Because I'm an asshole.
Tony doesn't like the Force Ghost shit.
I don't.
In his ninja, he only where is that okay? It's okay in Star Wars.
It's okay in Star Wars, but not the Han Solo Force Ghost that didn't make any sense. That's when it's not okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Where it was like Superman's dad, where they wrote the same scene
the
twice
same
in two
writer.
different movies.
Check out our Batman v Superman commentary track.
He wasn't a Jedi.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that.
Why is he coming as a Force Ghost?
But it's the
Because
exact
it's a
same,
bad movie, Mike.
He has to go communicate with his dad, and then the same writer wrote in Batman versus Superman the exact same scene where Superman communicates with Pa
No.
Kent.
Like if we were sitting here with the writers right now, they probably would. What would their explanation be? Why? No, really, like why?
Here's what their explanation
Look,
will be.
We
Mike.
paid Harrison Ford, so we got to do something with him.
Here's their explanation. It's 2019. The Star Wars theme park's about to open, and we're putting Star Wars stuff on the Disney app. And Kathleen Kennedy wants this movie out now. We don't have time to explain it because we need the theme park to be jam-packed all of 2020.
Did you see
that is what they would be saying.
Did you see that video she did where she's reading off the teleprompter?
No. Anyway. I love how they rushed that movie out for that theme park, and then no one was able to go to the theme park.
Yeah, that was fucking funny.
She goes fade in and then reads the rest of the stuff she's supposed to read, and the editor left it in.
Is it like when Kevin Sorbo said, disappointed?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The Splinter backstory stuff is pretty cool when he's talking to Danny about
Yeah, it's shot like fucking a 70s grindhouse movie though.
Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, all the flashbacks are like in black voids.
Yeah,
like an art film. It's pretty cool.
But
I
like
kind of like that.
they killed his wife and then they cut off his ear. But the way they shot it looked like a Shogun Assassin or something like that.
Also, Shredder just cut off his ear. He didn't. How hard is it to kill a rat?
It says here, the turtles like to eat pizza. Mike laughs.
They do like to eat pizza. But it's 2021, so they have to eat gluten-free, healthy pizza. Well, I'm going to keep going. I'm soldiering forward, friends.
Gluten-free
pizza.
Making it great.
So they go to rescue. Casey Jones has a whole scene with the kids where he's just like, crime is bad.
Before that, we have the Casey Jones scene that took me the fuck out of the movie.
What happened?
They go back to the turtles' lair, and they're like, we're going to sleep, and then we're going to fight in the morning. And he's like, I can't. And he's like, you're claustrophobic. And Casey Jones goes, what are you talking about? I've never even looked at another guy. And I was like, oh my God. Also, Casey Jones, that's not what that means, and you might have had some of that concussion problems, you know.
So yeah, then he bludgeons a man to death in front of a bunch of children.
Yes,
and then
movie's great.
And then tells them how crime is bad. I know there's going to be some assholes being like, he was technically in 2, he's not dead. Well, at the time of the movie, you're supposed to think he's dead. But I like he's like, yeah, guys, probably shouldn't be working for crazy warlords. And Sam Rockwell's like, but we have loyalty to the Shredder.
His line delivery is fucking great.
And then he's like, Shredder says we're like family, and I hate when people who aren't family say they're family.
Like all 13 Fast and the Furious fucking movies.
Yeah, or just anything, like jobs I've worked for, we're like, oh, we're a family. And then it's like, oh, cool. And then I get let go like a few months later because a new CEO came in. I'm like, well, that family thing didn't really work out.
To be fair, my family stopped talking to me in November, so this rings very true to me.
I will never say, oh, Newt, you're part of the Hack the Movies family.
I don't know. I haven't looked through these, so I don't know. But do we ever get to talking about the soundtrack? Because I do want to mention
We're going to.
As you're watching the movie, in the beginning and throughout the whole thing, and especially at the end when they ramp up and they have the fight and everything, this movie has the most fun soundtrack to sort of like keep the pace of it going.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to like throw that out there in case.
No, it's great.
Yeah. It's great.
But even not even just like the score itself, which changes with the action, which is great. That dun 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 dun. But there's like a lot of really cool like late 80s, early 90s songs that are in it as well. Because I used to have the soundtrack on tape. Yeah. And like when certain things are playing, like when they're in the fucking boy place where all the kids are, the boy place. I don't know. This Is How We Do song is like MC Hammer is playing. I was like, oh my God, I remember that
MC
song.
Hammer?
Star Jam Comics.
This is another one from Justin's collection.
I gave Justin.
Awesome.
I gave Justin so many of those. It's ridiculous.
My favorite scene in the movie is when Vanilla Ice comes out.
Yes.
That's the wrong movie.
Oh.
That's part 2.
Oh.
Anyway.
And he names the Ninja Turtles.
It's good.
It's good. There's a fight on a rooftop that's pretty cool. You have it in there. They actually set up like the garbage truck.
Yeah, they show the garbage truck pulling up, but then where did the guy go? And then Casey Jones goes to get in the garbage truck to...
And he like takes out a couple
Take
ninjas.
out some guys, and they all go up on the roof. I guess it makes sense why they would all go up there, because the ladder's not there anymore.
They're on the roof. Is that when Walker falls off and disappears into the water?
Yeah.
Walker? What?
Part 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I only know that because of the AVGN episode.
Anyway, the final fight scene when Shredder comes down is actually pretty awesome.
But Shredder just like appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, he kind of just floats down, but it kind of
Clearly, Tony knows his AVGN history very well.
I re-edited that episode recently for you.
He still doesn't know.
What
So it's not a problem that you don't know the AV Gen stuff. It's a problem that you have a terrible memory.
Well, what word did you edit
Tony
out?
has Alzheimer's disease.
I forgot what.
So yeah, the fight's pretty awesome. I like when what's his face puts his head into his shell, even though it doesn't look like he could physically do that.
No.
but
What's his
whatever.
face? One of the turtles?
Yeah, I can't remember which turtle it is.
I think it's Michelangelo.
Probably Michelangelo.
Marshall and Ralph.
What's his face?
Yeah.
It might have been
Marshall
Ralph.
Ralph. I think it was Venus de Milo. my
Venus de
favorite-
Milo.
My favorite.
These are like the Aldi brand Ninja Turtles. They're all like those fucked up dollar
People
store
are
ones.
gonna watch this fucking video and be like, "What the fuck? What the fuck kind of review is this?" Even though we have notes and we're trying to like keep it in order, it's still. This is why there has to be notes.
Here are the comments we're gonna get. Never have Mike on again, and then have Mike on every single episode.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna flip a coin and figure out which
It
one
was,
I'm gonna-
hey, Mike is coming. I'm going to be prepared because time is money. I'm going to do the notes and know the movie. Everybody's talked about the movie 100 times. How can we add something new to it? And I'm fine when it goes off the rails. It adds something to it.
I got a question.
I have an answer.
How come Shredder and his like ninjas? Why don't they just use guns? Are they above using guns?
Well, that's not just a problem with this movie. It's like all like superhero movies and you know everything. Why?
Superheroes they use guns.
Friday the 13th would be so much better if Jason just
No,
went
it's
around
like-
capping people.
It's
Jason
like
uses a spear gun.
it's
Yeah.
like the Batman movies. Why doesn't Batman use a gun?
He does, and then
But
people get
it's not-
mad.
Yeah, well, not Batman. I get why Batman wouldn't, but I mean like the bad guys.
Why doesn't
Like
Superman use a gun?
he does
his
in that
eyes are
one
guns.
in that post-apocalyptic comic, Batman or Superman at Earth's End or
Oh,
whatever. He uses
yeah.
a giant gun. But I'm just looking at him like Shredder. I'm like, you have ninjas walking around. Just give them guns. You could steal a lot more stuff. The ninjas would be easier to fight.
Then why do they have to be ninjas in the first place? They can just be dudes.
Look, you can update your ninja. You can give your ninjas guns. You can evolve with.
I mean,
the
they're
times.
robots in the cartoon.
Yeah.
They're robots in the cartoon though, so that the turtles can actually like destroy something
Yeah.
and kill something because they didn't want.
Yeah, I think
violence.
they did that in
That's like the
X-Men,
only
too,
thing
though.
that they can.
Yeah.
Just kill.
So Splinter shows up on the roof.
Does he? Does he show up?
He shows up on the roof and he's like, I know who you are, Shredder. And then Shredder's like, I know who you are.
I know who you are.
And then the audience is like, we've known who both of you
Yeah.
are. This
You
entire
guys are
time.
really slow.
It's like you guys actually took way too long. To
I
figure
wish
this
there was
out.
a shot of the rat puppet going up the ladder
Yeah,
and the
just,
people
like,
being
climbing the ladder.
and like the kids who are like thinking about, well, I'm gonna one day be a foot soldier, are just like, you know what, this is fucking weird, and I'm
I
gonna
think
go
that's
get a
why-
job.
Well, Casey Jones brings the kids to watch the final
hey, go
fight.
watch this fight.
Yeah,
They could have
And,
got some dude in a fucking rat costume, just like
Yeah.
fucking and they should show the entire shot. Too.
And they go, you know what? Let's go work at Olive Garden. At least when you're there, you're family.
So I like how Shredder gets them to throw all their weapons away.
Yeah.
But what's his face? Michelangelo, his nunchucks. get
Marshall?
stuck.
Marshall.
Marshall gets stuck.
Marshall and Leonard.
Yeah.
And Ralph.
Yes. I like how they set up that his nunchucks are still there because then it's kind of cool when he like runs after Splinter. Splinter grabs the nunchucks and throws them.
And Leonard is, like you said, is the only one that landed a hit.
Yeah, he cuts
Yeah.
him. Yeah. And it's the only time in the fucking movies he's allowed to use his sword for anything other than holding on to in the beginning of the second one.
What's his face? Casey Jones uses it to cut
Carrots.
Yeah. in the
Yeah.
movie. Because I guess that kitchen didn't have a knife. I don't know. But, you know, Casey Jones, I don't think he really drove that message that warlords are bad. So he decides to murder another man in front of a bunch of children. That's
says-
two men he's violently
He
murdered
says,
in front of
"Whoops,"
children.
and then just fucking kills
Yeah,
him
so what
with
did
a
he do?
trash compactor.
So he took a golf club and bludgeoned a man in the head until he died, and I presume like he had concussions and internal bleeding, and then he decided, wow, another man has fallen into the garbage compactor. I'll give you guys a second.
I'm trying to make this as hard as possible for you to edit.
hate you so much.
It already is.
Okay, and in,
Oh my god. The disappointment on your face is wonderful, Tony. I just
So-
want you to know that.
so
Fat Beach.
so Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Shredder has fallen into the garbage thing. And he could just tell the kids, wow, your leader has fallen. He's a bad man. I'm going to call the cops and bring him to justice. Instead, Casey Jones goes, I'm going to violently murder this man in front of you.
Oops.
Your father.
I'm gonna crush him. Hey, you know this guy just said he was your dad because you really don't have a good father figure? I'm gonna murder him in front of you and crush him into a pulp until the second movie
When
says
he
that
comes
didn't
back.
happen.
Yeah.
So Casey Jones is a psychopath.
Yeah.
Realistically,
he was in the cartoon too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of his character. Is that
I
he's a
really
fucking
want like
crazy
the cops
bastard.
to show up and they're like, "Oh my god, that's the hockey mask killer we've been looking for." He's so much worse than the Shredder. The Shredder stole some TVs. That guy's been going around massacring.
Yeah, why are they not fighting Casey Jones instead?
So, where was the place located? I think it was the Easton Lairdman
Islands, yeah. Yep.
Funny
It's
reference to the creators.
Yep.
And they saved the cowabunga for the very end.
And I did research before this because I wanted to hit Mike with something, to impress him.
Yeah.
Howdy Doody. Chief Thunder Thud is the one who created the word cowabunga. It didn't exist before that.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you impressed yet? Can we be friends now?
Are you impressed?
And then it ends with the 90s rap, which you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Well, there was an alternate ending.
Oh, what was the alternate ending?
So the alternate ending was, Danny?
Yeah.
Danny and, see, I know the character names. Danny and April O'Neil go
No,
to...
it's Donnie. Donatello.
Donatello is the kid in the
Danny-
Sex Pistols shirt.
You're thinking of the Shining Danny.
Yeah. And what's the girl's name? Angela.
April
Yeah,
O'Neil.
April O'Neil. So they go to a comic book studio and they pitch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the guy's like, "Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? That sounds a little too far fetched." And then I was like, "Well, I could see why it was cut," but then they used it in the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, the very
At
end,
the
where they're
end.
like the
Mario? You're another Mario.
Mario.
Guy.
I'm from New
Mario.
Jersey.
again.
I am too.
Oh, that's right.
Again, my Italian dad from Italy says Mario, so it's
Mario.
fine. No, Mario.
Mario.
It's fine.
What does he think about Mario? Does he say that's wrong, or does he not care?
I once said Mario, and he beat the shit out.
I have no son.
And he was. And remember, my dad was a cop.
Oh no.
So he was like, you say Mario in this house again, I'm throwing you in jail.
And we went, how was jail?
Pasta lives
Fine. It was
matter.
fine. I've never been to jail.
What was breakfast like in jail?
I've never been. I didn't go to jail.
They have good breakfast.
My sister's been to jail once. But we're not going to talk about that.
No, please, let's talk about it.
No, I could not talk about it.
So Ninja Turtles, this went well. I think this was a very
Yeah, you know what? I
concise.
think this is a very short, breezy
I learned that
episode.
Tony was in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of his bullying.
I think, Mike, if you watch the show, my editing skills have gotten really, really well, and this was smooth transitions all throughout.
Almost like he's talking. My editing skills have gone really, very well. Oh my god!
Thank you so
I was going to point that out, but you got it.
I beat you to it. I just want this episode to be edited in things that he could use, so it's going to be like Mike, Ninja Turtles, like it's.
So, Mike, thanks
Easter Bunny.
Thanks for coming to
Bunny Easter.
Thanks for
Easter.
Thanks for coming to
FHE Home Entertainment.
Thanks for coming to Hack the Movies Video, Mike.
That's it. End it.
Thanks for coming to Hack the Movies Video under new management.
Yeah.
What did you think of this totally original idea I came up with about assholes reviewing movies in a video store?
I thought you were going to ask me about this particular video. I think doing Ninja Turtles is a really good idea because, that's always good click-through rate or whatever the fuck you're looking for on YouTube. Looking for those click-through rate, CTR, I think, and then you look at your analytics like later that day and you're like, oh, did this one do better than the other one? Is this the number 2 video or is it the number 1 on the dashboard? Oh, let's see what happens.
Mike, it was great having you. Mike, where can we find you on YouTube?
They already know.
Mike Matei Live. Look up Mike Matei Live on Twitch and YouTube.
What are your goals in life?
You're looking at it.
This?
Yeah.
Was that Mike? I this is pretty much. Look, after being in a Batman movie, which Newt has not been, I kind of accomplished everything.
What was that one video we did where I think I sent you the picture and was it with Mike and Tony where we zoomed in with the little circle around you?
No, you just did that on Twitter. You're like, I found you. And you put my face on like the football.
I found like a random shot of the football stadium and I zoomed in. I put his fucking face in there. Put that in the video if you can find it. I don't know.
If I can find it, yeah. That was Teenage
That's
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
another edit that he'll have to make for this video.
The many others. Well, I had fun. I don't care.
Should we do another giveaway, Newt?
Yeah, sure. What are we
Should we
giving
give
away?
away this tape?
Which one? Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles tape.
Yeah, sure.
Are you giving it away to the audience?
Yeah,
How's it work?
we'll sign the tape.
That
and
was
we'll give
my
it away.
personal copy from when I was a kid, too.
We've been giving away. Oh, wait, is it?
Yeah, but I don't care. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Never mind. All right.
The shit you owns eventually owns you, Tony.
Okay. We will sign this tape and we're going to do another giveaway. And you can have this tape signed by. You'll be like, hey, this tape was in one of the worst Ninja Turtles reviews I've ever seen. they really just kept getting sidetracked the entire time.
I mean, you're not kidding. Like, no. This was awful.
This is a bigger disaster. This is a bigger disaster than the Ghostbusters 2 review. Holy shit. Which, by the way, I want to remind everyone, I love Ghostbusters 2, and Newt made me lie about hating the movie.
Why do you think anybody cares what you think about Ghostbusters 2?
Because they leave me comments every day about how awful I am for
People really look up to Tony.
What do they want you to? They want you to like it. Is that what
they want me to like it? And then they also, for some reason think they're like, well, 2 is good. You have to hate the remake, and I'm like, well, I could just not like both.
Yeah,
and that doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't get that. That it's one or the other. And I'm like, well, there's more than one.
You keep doing what you want to do. You
It's
keep
worked
doing
out
your
pretty
thing.
well.
Well, like I said,
so
I
far.
love the movie. Newt made me lie
Yeah,
because
that's right.
he didn't want to go down on his own. He was just like, oh.
I always go down on my own.
Anyway, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We gotta end this nightmare.
Newt can suck his own dick.